Hello and welcome to the first match of the day for day number 24 for StarLadder Star Series, and we have got ourselves 6 games today amongst a couple very important games. Now we're gonna see Fota versus 3D Max, so let's first see what this game is gonna mean for these two teams, as both of these are at the bottom of the list. In a way, it's a very important match because both teams still need to play a couple of matches, and they don't want to end at the bottom 2, so they need to get their points. Because if you end at the bottom 2 for Star Series, you get dropped down to Pro Series. The 2 above that have to play regulation matches, but at least you can still play a match to show that you're worthy of the Star Series spot. But you don't want to end at the bottom 2, so these two teams are fighting for the points for that. Now, the main reason why today is very important is because today will be, partly deciding for Na'Vi and Empire if they can still have a shot of going to Kiev, because for now, it is not possible. But Mouse Sports has got 2 games today that are pretty tough for them. They're up against Na'Vi and against No Tidehunter. Both have been on a winning spree, and should they lose both, then they would be on the same line as Na'Vi and Empire. They would have the same kind of points, same kind of games. And then you still have to keep in mind that also Mouse Sports still has to face up against Virtus Pro later on this week, which is also not a very easy contested, while the rest of all the top teams have already faced all the other top teams. So these are kind of the only matches that are still having a very big impact, or at least unless there's going to be any upsets, of course, which is also always possible in the world of Dota, especially with those best out of ones. But yeah, let's focus on these games for now. Oh, by the way, I will be casting the first 2 games alone, and after that, for the last 4 games, I will be joined by Matrim or Iconoclast. So he'll be co-casting with me. So there will be someone else to help me out, and I know that you like me having co-caster, so that's good for you to know as well. So let's see what we're gonna see for these 2 teams. We're gonna have no very special kind of bans. The only thing that we can really say is that the Bat Rider didn't get banned, so he made it through, with the Darkseer being banned out instead, I would guess. Wisp Cuddle and Nyx being banned out. The Rubik and the Lifestealer were the 2 pickups for 3D Max after that. So already having themselves the Lifestealer, of course, the solid carry that we see all the time, and the Rubik's solid support. Another solid support would be the Shadow Demon that gets picked up by Fota. Quite interesting to see that they pick up the Shadow Demon and not the Bane, considering the Bane is usually picked up together, basically if you're already up against a Lifestealer. That Fiend's Creep, of course, shutting him down, and not only him, also the Queen of Pain that just got picked up. So we're gonna see Hasta Joe playing that one, as that's his signature hero. And I guess they didn't pick up the Bane purely because they have the Bat Rider already. They already have got 2 things, also with the RP from Magnus, that go through the rage from the Lifestealer. So it's not bad. It's not bad. They just chose the Lifestealer instead. We're gonna have the Enchantress getting banned out by Fota. I mean, if you look at 3D Max's lineup, they have kind of got every bit of opening for jungle hero still. The Rubik and the Lifestealer can dual lane, and the Queen of Pain solo mid, and they're still an off lane to be picked up by 3D Max. So we might see long lane solos being banned out, or yeah, that's a long lane solo. It's a Clockwork, or a supporter slash jungle hero, depending on what they're expecting from 3D Max. I'm kind of thinking that 3D Max kind of likes to have their tri lane, so maybe a Leshrac or a Lina wouldn't be too bad to combine up with that Lifestealer and the Rubik, but we'll see. The Gyrocopter was the ban out for 3D Max. Of course, that's a hero that goes very well together with the Shadow Demon. We're gonna see probably some more carries being banned out from 3D Max because they've got a Bat and a Magnus. Both of those can be solo lanes. We're gonna assume for now that they are gonna be doing that. Bat Rider, in theory, could of course go into the jungle.
10 seconds remaining.
But yeah, let's assume they're gonna be solo lanes. That kind of means that they still need a carry and a support slash jungle hero, depending on what they want to do. Maybe they want to pick up the Chen for themselves, considering they banned out the Enchantress. We'll see about that. Lina gets banned out, a hero that together with Leshrac works very well together with the Shadow Demon. Disruption and then stun to follow up on that one. It's going to be a Luna that's the last ban out, though. Another carry off the board. And Fota is going to be able to decide, are they going to be wanting to pick up that Leshrac? And I think if they really wanted this Leshrac, they should pick it up right now rather than leaving it in, because Leshrac would also fit in the lineup from 3D Max still. So it's kind of dependent on what you want to be seeing there. We still have, of course, 3D Max having to go for an offlane as well. An offlane and a support, like I said, or slash jungle hero. But if Fota wants to go for jungle hero and not for Leshrac or some other kind of support, because the Bane is still in the pool as well. Bane and Shadow Demon in the same teams. Not something that you normally see. Well, that's a combination that we used to see quite often.
Radiant team pick.
It is a Jakiro. Jakiro and Shadow Demon, of course, work very well together with the disruption and the ice path to follow up. But more importantly, what we saw yesterday as well in one of the games that we saw for StarLadder, Jakiro Magnus, the Macropire to go through the RP targets, and that is it. I mean, normally RPs are very strong on themselves, but you kind of need to have some AoE kind of damage to go through with it. Lishrak would give that as well with the Split Earth to follow up on that one, but Macropire, Ice Breath, Breath, Dual Breath, there's nothing that goes over that. There's just so much AoE damage coming off from the Jakiro at that time.
Reserve time.
I really like that combination, and I think we don't see it enough. Jakiro has been, of course, a bit out of favor since his Ice Path got nerfed quite hard. But he is still a very strong hero, I think. So maybe we're gonna see him back more often, especially together with that Magnus, because he seems to be continually strong. Gonna see what 3D Max picks up. It is indeed Leshrac, no real surprise there, as I did mention him to be a good combination with the Lifesteal and the Rubik already. So that's gonna be 3D Max trial lane. And then one pickup left for Fota. Needs to be a kind of carry kind of person. Now, what kind of carry do they want to pick up? Do they want to pick up the old-fashioned Sven, if they're going to go old-fashioned anyway? I mean, Magnus Sven. We all remember that combination. But there's still a lot of carries in the pool. I mean, even the Phantom Lancer, if they really want to. I hope they don't, but you know, you never know what they want to pick up. The board is open, I'd say.
5 seconds remaining.
And they still have 1 minute into their. You could take the time also to think about how 3D Max is gonna lane it. If they're it's pretty obvious that they're gonna have a tri lane and a solo lane for now. I mean, yeah. Oh, they do it anyway. They do it anyway. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? No, that's actually it's not a shame. He makes also for nice games. Shouldn't really judge him too much, otherwise he'll be sad. He is still a very strong hero, and I do understand why they pick it up. Well, why wouldn't you if you know that he's very strong? But yeah, that's going to be a safe tri lane in that case. So we're going to see the Bat Rider or the Magnus on the off lane, and maybe even the Magnus just mid, and then the Bat Rider in the jungle, and just leave that off lane entirely open, like we've seen teams do, especially if they expect a safe tri lane from 3D Max as well. Though 3D Max could, in theory, also be playing the hard lane or the aggressive tri lane, and then put something like maybe a lone druid or something on the bottom lane to have that extra carry. I mean, you're up against a Phantom Lancer, and Phantom Lancer Lifestealer, if you have just those two heroes, Phantom Lancer will kill off that Lifestealer. So it is not a bad idea to then just try to get two carry kind of heroes, and a lone druid would fit in that perfectly. Having said that, lone druid could even go on the hard lane if they want to put it there, and then just have still a safe tri lane on the bottom lane, and just lone druid farming top. It's a very tough lane to be at though, the Shadow Demon, Jakiro, Phantom Lancer, and if you want to be really safe with that lane, you either send someone in the jungle instead, or you pick up something like a Windrunner or a Bounty Hunter or Beastmaster or something like that. But we'll see. They have 20 seconds left into their bonus time. They have a lot of options, and I mean, they do look strong. All their heroes, one for one, are strong heroes. But if we look at Fota's lineup, the main difference there is gonna be that Magnus. It's gonna be that team fight potential also with the Jakiro. That is something that 3D Max doesn't have, even with the Invoker pickup, which is quite unorthodox because we haven't seen Invoker for quite some time. But even with the Invoker pickup, their team fight consists basically of a Sonic Wave of anything that Rubik steals, Lightning, but you don't have that big team fight disable like an RP or a Ravage or a Black War or something like that. It's interesting to see how they're going to be dealing with that threat of a team fight. We're going to also see how they're going to be running this lineup, because Cinderin is of course standing in for 3D Max, as I said already. Did I say that already? I think I said that before the game started actually. But and Hester Joe is not on his Queen of Pain. So we're gonna see how they're gonna do it. Looks like we might see a safe lane Invoker on the bottom lane, and then still Queen of Pain mid with a tri lane top. Noya farming there. We're gonna have Noya playing his Lifestealer. It's gonna be Hayek playing the Rubik, We will have Crit on the Queen of Pain with the Hesse Joe on the Lishrak, and last but not least, this is standing. It is Synderen that we have seen standing in a couple of times already for different teams. Today it's 3D Max if you want to follow Synderen throughout the day. He'll be standing in for 3D Max the entire day, and 3D Max actually has a match for the D2L today as well, so you can check him out there as we see everybody going top. This is not a good level 1 engagement for 3D Max to go in, so they back off. Crit already going back to the mid lane, and the rest going back to their tri lane. So let's see who we have for Fota, who's playing what. We're gonna have the Magnus being played by Die. At least, just Die, so that's his name, but normally he says Die. Anyway, doesn't matter. We have got Jenka playing the Jakiro. It will be Shahan playing the Shadow Demon, that's the way you pronounce his name. I'm very proud that I know that. Well, someone told me, of course, I didn't figure that out by myself, but Shahan. It's gonna be Stealth playing the Phantom Lancer, and the last one, but not least, it is Prepare for Battle. The Bat Rider gonna go towards that bottom lane, and will be up against a solo safe lane Invoker. Will be a tough lane for him, but he should be able to stay alive. I mean, he is normally a solo mid hero, so solo versus solo should be something that he can do, especially with the sticky napalm. But Invoker is overall a very strong solo hero as well. I'm kind of curious to see what kind of build he's gonna go for, because he didn't pick up a Blades of Attack. So is he gonna be picking up that Exort to try and get some extra attacks going? Because his base damage, that's the reason why we see him picked up a lot less. His base damage just got nerfed so hard, and he does pick up that Exort. So he is gonna be going for those, trying to get that far. Maybe he was trying to see what lane he was gonna be up against. If there was an aggressive tri lane for 3D Max, he should have picked up his Quas instead to get, of course, a bit of extra survivability. But he doesn't need to, because he can just solo lane up against Prepare for Battle. Let's see the top lane though, because this is the lane where we're gonna see most of the action. Aggressive tri lane with Noya already picking up a double damage. In the mid lane we shouldn't see that much. Nobody should die. Both have a disable. But you know, if someone makes a big mistake, then someone could die, as we have got the Split Earth missing, and the Phantom Lancer are able to get away. Of course, that's a combination that we should, in theory, see always hit. It is Hayek and Joe that have to get that coordination ready and get that Split Earth right on top of that telekinesis. And well, you have to be a bit, you know, you have to communicate to get that right. So that is something that we're gonna have to see them do. They already placed a sentry ward, so the Doppelwalker is not gonna be something that Stealth can use if he comes too close to this ward to try and get away from this. But we're gonna see how it's gonna go. In the meantime, there's of course already pools being done by the Jakiro, ward being placed there by Fota. Did they block their own creep camp with that? Awkward. But Noya trying to steal those last hits. We're gonna be able to do exactly that, as we have got Stealth just trying to get his farm. Like, the thing about this is, I mean, aggressive trial, and I've said it every time before, I keep saying, Courier? Where are you gonna go, Courier?
Courier has been killed.
Oh, that micro. You saw him standing here, and then the Courier was there, and then the Courier was sent that way, and that's the wrong base. And then Magnus thought, oh, the Courier died. It's my fault, I have to pause the game. Binds problem. There we go. There we go. Let's see how Invoker is doing on the bottom lane, because I'm quite interested. I haven't seen Synderen play Invoker for a while. Maybe he played Invoker in the Fistful of Tangos. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, Invokers, we don't see them that often. He's going for a Quas Exort, going for those strong Forged Spirits, of course, at some point. Last hit-wise, he's still fairly even with Prepare for Battle. Level 3 upon both of those, and so far very even. Like, the killing potential of these, for Synderen, it really comes down to harass, and then at some point getting his opponent low enough and queue up his spells and go for something like Cold Snap and a Sunstrike combination to get that together. For Prepare for Battle, he kind of needs to be level 6. Otherwise, he can't gank up on Synderen unless Synderen makes a big mistake. But I think both of these should be okay, especially since also Fota Prepare for Battle has got a lot of tango, so we'll be able to survive for through a lot of the harassment that would come out from Synderen. By the way, I realize some people in the chat want to know more about how Synderen plays that Invoker. Well, I have one big solution for you. You can just buy the ticket in the game client and just watch StarLadder inside the game client and follow the players that you want to be following. not a big investment, and I have to say it's really enjoyable to watch indeed like that, and to actually learn how to play a specific hero the way your favorite player or a player that you know plays that hero properly plays it. But yeah, courier going down. That was that, and that is also mid lane. I mean, there's no kill yet. There's no tower kill yet. The kill or the last hits are not that big difference yet between the two teams, but having a courier already taken down for your opponent team is huge. I mean, the lucky thing for Dai is that he just got the rune. He had the bottle, so he doesn't need to get anything else. As in, the courier doesn't have anything special in his inventory for him. But the thing is that he can't really refill his bottle right now, and and he is yeah, he gave his opponent sorry. He gave his opponent basically the value of a small tower. Everybody gets gold, and that's mostly important on this top lane, I'd say, because that's these supports are not getting anything apart from the experience that they get on the lane and the gold they get, you know, static. So that's pretty huge, because these supports on Fota, they actually get some. They could actually try to get some creeps in the jungle, so they have got some extra source of income, but the others don't. So it's a pretty big deal to have that courier already sniped up so early. Disruption, soul catcher, ice path, Hayek, trouble, dual breath, kill! Aggressive trailing! He's gonna have the first blood spilled for themselves, but they take a kill in return, and they take a kill on the most important hero. Lightning is gonna still pick up the Jakiro. Maybe Sharon is gonna be able to go down as well. Joe just diving him, and here comes Crit, just sniping in the last hit, 3 people down.
I do
On the side of Fota. Now that was 3 people for just 1 first blood. I think that's worth it. And the initiation came from Fota. The rotation came from Crit with that haste rune. I don't think it wasn't even needed. I think Joe would have gotten it regardless, especially with that good land at Split Earth. But the most important thing, Phantom Lancer went down, and Noya is able to get a bit of extra farm. He is 21 for 8 right now. If you compare that to Stels, who is 6 for 1, well, that's not that good. He is still on an aggressive trial, and he is getting experience, so he's getting something. But his last hits, you know, they are kind of needed. But the thing that 3D Max is doing right now, they're just delaying the game. Like normally, or delaying the time when Phantom Lancer is going to be invincible. Let's see what these two are going to be up to, though. They're going to try to, of course, go for Dai. He doesn't have his reverse polarity just yet. He doesn't have any mana. He doesn't have any bottle charges. He doesn't have an escape. And that's probably the most important thing. There comes the telekinesis. Gonna get a Split Earth on top of that one. A Sonic Wave over the top, and Crit picks up his 2nd kill of the game. He's got 1200 gold in his pocket. It's maybe slightly overkill, but he just wanted to really get that kill, and he gets it before the Magnus gets level 6. That's of course big things, because he kinda... Oh, cold snap, tornado, this should be a kill! 1 more hit, boom, you're dead! 3D Max getting kills on all the lanes. Bedrider was the last one to actually go down. Now everybody on 3D, or everybody on Fota has died at least once. Am I right about that? Yep, I'm right about that. Cool. So that is gonna be 3D Max getting ahead of this game, for sure. Picking up the gold, not just of course from the kills, but also from the courier, going towards the 4K in favor of their team right now. And the only thing that right now, but I mean Fota, their lineup is still very strong, don't get me wrong. The thing is about their lineup is they need the level 6 on the Magnus, they need the level 6 on the Bedrider with his last 2, which he has now, but then again, do you really want to try to do something without your Blink Dagger, or you just want to continue farming up your Blink Dagger and then go for trying to do some stuff? And then those combinations, those level 6s, they have to try to make space for the Phantom Lancer. Disruption, Soulcatcher hits on Joe, not on Hayek. Hayek gonna get a lance in his face. Here comes Prepare for Battle, wanted to go for lasso. Can he find one? Open wounds though. It is gonna be Hayek that goes down first. There's still no lasso. Prepare for Battle not getting it. Shout going through, blink away. Joe now getting lance, a Split Earth, nicely done. He still goes down though. 2 kills on the board. Here comes Dai, gets himself a RP up on Crit, and that's gonna be another kill. 3 kills and 5 heroes used to get that. They're all very low though. Noya couldn't do anything. Just open wounds to try and slow his opponents down and back off. And that is gonna be 3 kills, and important kills as well. I mean, they killed off Crit, which is a very big kill. Killed out the Queen of Pain still on mid, of course. And they killed, well, that's basically the most important one. Cell's gonna be able to go away here, unless he can't have mana to double walk. Is there gonna be enough damage? People going through as well. The FS damage does it, and Noya gets a kill.
is under attack.
His first kill of the game. All of a sudden the kills being done on the top lane
Bottom tower
just
is
before
under
now
attack.
don't really matter that much anymore. If you can continue to kill out the Phantom Lands, you can try to keep ahead. Like what I was just saying is that there is a Magnus and of course a Bat Rider. They're gonna try to take the attention away from the Phantom Lancer so that Phantom Lancer can farm. And so that Phantom Lancer can be the Phantom Lancer that everybody loves / hates. You know, up to you to decide which one it's gonna be. But he needs time to be that. And it looks like for now he's not getting any time. Split Earth hits upon the Jakiro. There's gonna be an open wounds again as well. Ice Path is still gonna hit, but there is a rage, so it doesn't matter. And the lightning from Joe to pick up the last hit. And that is gonna be 7 for 4. And they're rotating. Magnus seems to be the target. Just harassment for now. In the meantime, by the way, all those fights so far have been without Invoker. Synderen has not been anywhere near fights, and he's actually only got that level 1 Exort to just survive those first couple of last hits that he needed to do. As in, so he just got that bit of extra attack damage, and is now actually going for Wax Quas. A combination that is very nice if you know that the team that you're facing up against is gonna be needing a lot of their mana for team fights and such. Now, if you get a nice wait a second, disruption. There is a telekinesis up on the dusted Stels, and Stels, you're down, you're dead. Lightning to pick it up. Leshrac picks up another kill. But yeah, what I was gonna say is that you know, if you're gonna be an invoker in this game, it's very nice if you can just burn away all the mana from the Magnus so that he can't do an RP. And RP is pretty mana intensive, so just one time burning his mana should be enough to make sure he can't RP. And if he can't do the combination of Skewer RP. And we have another smoke up, and Joe and Hayek looking for a kill up on Die. This time he's in. I think he's realizing it. He's backing off, and he's running away very fast. In the meantime, prepare for battle. Is gonna get harassed a bit more, and of course, I mean, this is still Synderen trying to just. Well, he is not leaving. He has got free farm. Why would he leave, right? But it is still prepare for battle, trying to get his blink dagger up, and he's going really slow with that. I mean, look at the net worth difference. It is quite insane.
Dire's middle tower
It is really quite insane. If you imagine that there's no tower down yet, this is just last hits and kills, and there's 4 kills difference, which is not that much. Second word already being placed down. Open wounds. Here comes Die though. He has got an RP. He can use it on Noya, but there's a telekinesis first. Skewer. No RP just yet. Die getting juked around. Noya still alive. Jumps himself inside a creep. And no RP for Die. Split Earth gonna miss. The infest out again from Noya. They're still dancing around here. Die still looking for that RP. Is he gonna find it though? Hello Synderen. Welcome to the top lane, and it is gonna be an RP. No. He just attempted to and didn't work it out. Flame Break still gonna clear out Joe though. And now prepare for battle. Also TP top is gonna be backing out from this one, but a good trade, a Magnus for a support Leshrac, and Synderen, the first time that he leaves his bottom lane. Successful at that. Getting another kill to the board. Ice Path is gonna miss. They're trying to look for that last two. Couldn't find it. That's why you need a blink dagger. Otherwise you have to fly over the treetops and then find yourself a pickoff. But other than that, you're gonna be advertising your lasso way too much if you don't come unexpected, and that's not gonna be a possible thing as the TP comes in here for Magnus. He still has his RP, so still wants to use it. There's gonna be 4 people on the top lane very soon. Shadow Demon also rotating around towards here, as the Jakiro is the only one that's missing for now. And the Jakiro is the one that you want to be having. If there's an RP, you want to have that Ice Path and Dual Breath over the top. No Macro Fire yet, because he's still level 4. But it looks like 3D Max is not going to let themselves go out for an RP, and they back themselves off towards their own tier 1 tower. Gonna leave Fota to just recuperate a bit and maybe, well, not even try to go for anything anymore. It is Die that's going to be rotating back mid. Also, he doesn't really have anything just yet. He has died twice. He's been roaming around a lot without any results lately, and he doesn't have a blink dagger yet or anything like that. So the farm is really starting to look very bad for Fota. They are, I mean, it is 12 minutes in and they're 7,500 gold behind, and it's not even like it's not even that many kills. It is just pure farm. Aggressive trialing working out well for 3D Max, even though they don't get that many kills, but they are making sure that Fota is not farming. And when they are, I mean, when they fight, I mean, that's fine, and sometimes 3D Max have lost kills. I mean, we've seen that. Fota has taken some kills of their own, but if they're taking kills instead of farming, then that's fine too, especially if those kills do not go to that Phantom Lancer. He does have 1 kill, but he died 3 times. Ice Path gonna stop Shrek from trying to go for a stun. Stun goes to off steal, but there is a disruption to help out. There's Joe. Gonna be able to back away from this one, courtesy of Prepare for Battle, who was able to clear out the trees earlier. Joe is gonna be able to get away with his life for now. Still has 10 stick charges as well. Fota, died. Shockwaves going through Flame Break, gonna pick up the kill once more. That's another time that one goes down. Last Unoya! That is not gonna be good. Does he have the chance to escape here? He's trying to rage himself away, but hello RP. And bye Lifestealer, or not. Yes, bye indeed. Still, Die picks up the last hit. 2 kills going the way of Fota. Kills that they desperately need. And a pause needed for Fota. And we have got the gold there for slightly stagnating. But in the meantime, I mean, Syndra decided, you know what? I'll push bottom lane because I'm not top. Crit side, oh, you know what? I'll push middle lane because I'm not top. And that is 2 towers going down. And that is a lot of gold, extra gold going the way of 3D Max. Even though they just lost 2 people, it's not going to be that big of an issue. And I mean, Lifestealer's still doing pretty nice on the farm. He's got himself a drums, gonna go for an armlet. He's doing okay for himself. I mean, if we compare that to the heroes of Fota, they're really not having that much. We still have the drums probably being built up by the Phantom Lancer, but look at the difference in net worth. It is just quite insane, and I don't think the courier has anything to help that out a bit. The courier is actually gonna be. Look at this. This is crits. I crits the Queen of Pain, and even without this Oblivion staff that is completed, he is still ahead by far for the Magnus and the Bat Rider. And there is nothing in the courier for Fota. And of course, I mean, I know that right now you see the Phantom Lancer and the Shadow Demon were very low on net worth, but that's because, you know, they're disconnected. So they do have a bit more than 320 gold, but it is not higher than the top 3 of 3D Max. So it is 3D Max definitely in control of the game. Now we know that everything can turn around if Fota gets enough time to farm up their Phantom Lancer, and also of course if they get a good RP off and get that good team fight going, which we know that they have with the combination of heroes that they have picked up. We have gotta go again. But the question is 3D Max gonna give them that time, and are they gonna give Die the chance to RP? Because like I said, you have got of course you have got the EMP so to burn away his mana. You have got the control from the telekinesis, from the split earth, tornadoes, name it, and more importantly, soon also to be Orchid for crit. They know that RP can be really hurting for them, so why not just shut down that Magnus every time he comes? In the meantime, Syndra is going to be harassed here a bit by a couple of illusions, but I don't think he's too sad about that. Picked up himself a 4 staff, including a Sage Mask. Curious to see what he's going to be making with that. If he's also going to be going for a Orchid. I don't think so, but we'll see. Or maybe go for a Yules. Now Yules is normally picked up on Invokers if he actually goes for Exort, just to have that whole combination of the Yules, Meteor from the sky, Deafening Blast kind of thing. But we'll see if that is still something that he wants to be doing. Oh, hello Oblivion Staff. Refresher. Is he gonna be going for a Refresher already? That could be, of course, a very good option. Cold Snap, Phantom Lancer. Should be able to get away. Never mind, he doesn't have mana to get away. There goes less mana even now. Tornado going through, and Syndra, he's gonna get himself a solo kill up on the Phantom Lancer. And that is gonna be one hell of a kill. Because, well, mostly just because it shuts down that Phantom Lancer. He came towards the bottom lane to get extra farm, to free farm. His last hits, 26 for 4. That is so low. Look at the net worth. It is lower than the supports of 3D Max. It is so painful right now for Fota. They need that time. They need to create space for that Phantom Lancer, but they can't find it. They do have an RP again, and I think it's time for them to start 4-manning up and go for, I don't know, try to go for a tower. Not to actually go for a tower. Okay, apparently something fell on the floor. But yeah, not to go for a tower, but mostly just to force 3D Max to stand somewhere where the Phantom Lancer is not, so that Phantom Lancer can actually farm. As we have got 3 people smoked up for Fota towards the bottom lane. We also have a smoke up for 3D Max though, and they want to go for the middle lane. They already find crit there. And here they come. The disruption will start things off, but they don't know that there's people around. They don't want to purge first. And there's the blink away still. Here comes the telekinesis. Stuns up on 2 Split Earth. Misses everybody though. Joe and Hayek not communicating properly, and they try to run himself away. Prepare for battle. Looking for that last hook. Can he catch Joe? Flame Break gonna try to help out. Should be enough. Ice Bath gonna help out. Hello, Joe. Welcome to Fota. The dual breath. Shockwave finishes the job. Dai picks himself up a kill. In the meantime, it is Noya that is still pushing on the top lane. It is Synderen that's still pushing on the bottom lane. And Blink Dagger now, with that kill, Blink Dagger up for the Batrider. So that's gonna be big, and that's gonna be needed. They need that initiation. They really need to get that mid game. Even though the mid game is basically almost already over, I guess. Well, no, not really. But then they really need to get that as Magnus still dies to crit. Sonic Wave being used for that, and more importantly, the Orchid being complete, demonstrated with that. No score away for that Magnus. And that's gonna be 2 Orchids, because it looks like it's still gonna be an Orchid again for Synderen. We'll see though. We'll see what he's actually gonna go for. Stealth is back. Let's see if all his mana is gonna be burned. Not yet though. Cold Snap, and there's the Doppelbock. Dust is still there though. Synderen came prepared. Gonna have a Cold Snap. Lightning going through as well. Here comes the 4-star forward and the kill. Of course, the dust was not from Synderen, but it was from Joe who came around, and that was of course the dust that made that kill possible. The Wex, well, maxed out, but not enough to burn away all the mana so that he couldn't Doppelbock anymore, but still enough to make sure that he could get that kill. Skewer, die. Oh, wasted RP. What a 4-star from Synderen just in time. Split Earth not going through. Soul Catcher and Disruption up on Joe, but Joe is just going to be able to walk away, especially with that tornado just lifting everybody up. And Joe actually, he turns around. Lightning hits on 3, almost kills up the Shadow Demon. Joe is going to be getting a dual breath in the face if he doesn't run fast enough. He doesn't run fast enough. Here comes Noya though, looking for an open wounds, finds it on the Batrider. Batrider blinks himself out. Noya still looking for a different target, lands. It's going to still hit up on Joe. Joe is going to be okay though. He is going to be just fine. Where did the Lifestealer go? Oh, he's in a creep. This creep. But he is, or that creep. No. The creep that just died. So that's gonna be, that was just, I mean, that goes to show like how the situation of this game is. 3D Max feels comfortable enough to just run around 4 heroes of the enemy team with 2 of their own. 2.5, I guess, because Joe was very low. He couldn't really do that much, and Synderen was around there still at that time, I believe. Synderen? I was gonna say, don't die too neutral. But yeah, and without dying, they had those escapes. They don't pick up anybody, but they just wanted to try if they could pick up anybody, and regardless, and they just came away with their lives. The difference is quite insane right now. 15k gold and experience grab is 10k experience. You're going the way of 3D Max.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And Fota, I mean, I'm gonna say it again, time. But how much extra time? Like normally, when you're around 25 minutes in, sometimes 20 minutes in, if you have a safe laning Phantom Lancer. Sometimes when he's 20 minutes in, he can get his items up, or 25 minutes, and he can already be that big nuisance to the game and turn games around with just being Phantom Lancer and being everywhere and split pushing. But right now, he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have anything. As Magnus goes down on the top lane, courtesy of Invoker, Synderen picking himself up a kill. And Magnus again, I mean, just getting picked off by himself as we see Cold Snap on Sharhan. There's a silence up as well, and that should be a death for him. The Soul Burn helping out, and that's gonna be Batrider going down on the bottom lane. 2 kills being done. Lightning going through. They might still try to go for the Jakiro as well. There is no open wounds just yet for another 4 seconds, but who needs open wounds if you're super fast regardless? With the drum charge, of course, helping out with that. And there's just Brown Boots alone on the Jakiro, and 16 to 8. This is going out of control for Fota real fast. And they don't have enough time for this Phantom Lancer to get his items up for now. They need to get those RPs going. They need to have those 5-man fights, and then not 5 on 5. No, they can't fight 5 on 5 right now. But they need to go 5 on 3, 5 on 2, and then pick heroes up like that and make sure that 3D Max cannot split push because they are not they're not complete. But we'll see. Hello, game. Thank you. But that is yeah. 3D Max looking strong in this game. Fota not so strong. I mean Hayek. Look at Hayek's items. He doesn't have that much. He has got mana boots. He's got a magic wand. He's got 1600 gold. That's a lot still for support. And even with all that he has, like basically I just said that he has kind of nothing. That's gonna be a Bat Rider going down most likely. No, he stays alive. No lightning going through from Joe anymore. But yeah, with everything that Rubik has, you see his inventory for support is decent, especially that amount of gold. But he still has more than the Phantom Lancer. He has more gold than the Phantom Lancer has. Phantom Lancer just bought something though, so that might be a reason too. What did he buy? Courier. Drums are complete. Oh, isn't that cute? I said that he was gonna go for drums for quite a long time ago, but he finally finished them. He's still below the Rubik though on net worth. Tornado. Gonna be picking up the illusion only though. And Dia is gonna be able to get away. Words up the high ground. Hayek getting that vision right now. That's also very important. Just to get that vision up. Make sure that Fota feels locked down inside their base so they can't find any farm apart from the farm that comes into their base. And then 3D Max can farm not only their own jungle but also the enemy jungle. And this is going to be having a big, should be having a big impact because there's a Blink Dagger up on Die. Now they kind of need to get those fights going, and we already saw a reverse polarity hit on holy creeps. And they can't have that happen anymore. Time is running out. Time is definitely running out, and Fota, they can't afford to lose this game basically because they want to get at least a couple more points to not get dropped down to the Pro Series. Same thing goes for 3D Max though, like they're even on points. Both have only got one win so far, and the bottom two of Star Series get dropped down to the Pro Series, and you don't want to be that. You definitely don't want to be dropped down to Pro Series. The thing is though, if you're two above those two bottom two, so the number 3 and 4 of the bottom, I would guess, to say, if you say it like that. If you are that, then you have to play regulation matches to still in Star Series, but at least you still have a chance to you know, prove that you're worthy of the spot in Star Series. But bottom two, you just get dropped out, no questions asked. You don't belong here. Go to Pro Series and learn some skills. Basically. Oh, Tornado picks up cells. Still managed to get a double walk off though. And there's gonna be a Roshan going down, it looks like. And with that Roshan, 3D Max will feel probably that they have got a kind of a failsafe to push up to Fota's base. Now it's gonna be pretty tough for them to push up the base because there is of course a last two and a reverse polarity just waiting for them. And if your base is gonna be pushed like that, and you like that's an easy way to turn a team fight around, of course, with that RP, with the lasso, just picking someone off and dragging him back to base. But if they have an Aegis on the side of 3D Max, then they have a bit of a failsafe, so they can just sacrifice someone to bait out all the spells from Fota, and then they can go in after that. And they have the Lifestealer that picks up everything, picks up the Aegis, so it will be Noya that will be able to revive once when the time comes. They could also try to split push, and then if they lose a fight on one of the sides, they will always be able to push into the other one, but it really depends on what they want to be doing here. As Crit's just pushing out the top lane. Middle lane getting pushed out by Noya. Estelle's happily farming. Picked himself up the Rub of the Magi. He's gonna be trying to still go for that Diffusal Blade by the looks of it then. Here's the first pushing coming. Synderen. Look at that damage on the tower already. That's free damage to the tower. Only 900 HP left. And they don't even have to risk anything for it. I mean, yes, there could be a blink in RP, but that's only on 2. And if they use it on those 2, I think they'll be able to stay alive. And that means that bottom lane could be pushing in instead. Now here, the blinking heroes are on the bottom lane and on the middle lane. Oh, Crit with the Leprosy. Just trying to do what he can. Last 2, it's all Synderen. Last going through as well. Ice Path. This is gonna help out, but this is gonna be enough. 4-step forward. Synderen is gonna be just fine. Not enough damage from Fota by far. And now they know that at least one of those abilities that they might fear is on cooldown. They only have to deal with an RP. They only have to bait that one out. Synderen is gonna be just fine though. He has got 9 stick charges still. There's actually no mechanism up on 3D Max, so no earn charges anymore either. Up on the look at this. The tower going down. And we're still waiting for Dai to jump in there. He blinks in. Where did he blink to though? Dual breath going through. Nice macro pyre. It is gonna be Synerin that goes down. Magnus gets picked off by Synerin still though. We have got Cells going for Joe. Nice Split Earth helping out. Telekinesis there as well. They're in charge helping out for Joe, keeping him up. But Stells, is he gonna be able to stay alive here? No, he is not. Double kill for Synerin. Tornado trying to catch someone. Find someone. Hello, Jakiro. I think it is by Jakiro. That's gonna be a triple kill for Synerin. And he's just going back to take care of some of the buildings because the barracks are all cleaned out. Crit and Noya taking care of that one. And they're gonna go for the tier 3 next. Tier 3 middle. And the disconnect from the Magnus is actually there. So we might have either a GG or a pause soon. Depending on, I mean, you don't really have to pause yet, the Phantom Lines are disconnected. You don't really have to pause yet since he's still dead. He couldn't do anything anyways and he doesn't have buyback, so you might as well wait with the pause until he's back up. But he's not back yet, so that's quite awkward. Have to see the pause continuing. The push is gonna continue in the meantime anyways though. It's gonna be one set of racks, two set of racks to go down. Jakiro gets picked on the sidelines. Hello RP, almost, never mind. Hello Silence instead. Split Earth gonna miss because the disruption is there. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This game looks to be about over, beyond godlike. Synerin, and it is gonna be the GG. Well played 3D Max. They pick themselves up, another kill, and another 3 points, another win to the board, and that is going to be the first game of the day, of the 6 games that are going to be played today for StarLadder Star Series. And we're going to have another game coming up straight after this one, so stick around for that. The game that will come up will be 4FC taking on Power Rangers. I think most people are looking forward to 2 games that are going to be played today, later today though. It's going to be 2 very deciding games, Navi versus Mouse and No Tidehunter versus Mouse. Basically, if Mouse would lose those 2, they would be on par with Empire and Navi, and that would put all 3 teams to be in the chance to be on the spot that they still have a chance to go to Kiev. Because right now, Empire and Navi are not going to go to Kiev, and it all depends on Mouse. So we're gonna see Mouse and Virtus Pro actually, because Mouse Sports has to go up against Virtus Pro later this week as well. But basically, Fnatic and No Tidehunter could be basically considered as going through. They don't have to go up into up against a top tier team anymore, and unless there's gonna be some big upsets, we won't have to. No Tidehunter is gonna be going to Kiev just like Fnatic. Anyway, stick around for more Dota 2 action. We're gonna be coming up right next. Official starting time is 5, so 1700 CET time, which is in 20 minutes time. We'll see if we're gonna be able to move the game up slightly, so stick around, don't go anywhere, and I'll be right back.